Hi everybody, in this video we are going to learn how to store multiple parameters using a hash in Ruby. I got this idea watching some code of DJ Dave's on Instagram, so credit where credit's due, and a shout out to DJ Dave for this idea, and thought I'd share it with everybody else. So I have two live loops here. One is a synth and one is a sample, and both the synth and the sample I'm using quite a few parameters, which you can see kind of go off the screen to the point where I can't see that entire line of code. This is what it sounds like. So nothing too intricate here. So I could resize the screen, change the size of the font, but it could get very small, and that could be a bit difficult to see. Also, not being able to see all my parameters can be a little difficult, especially in a live coding setting. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy all of these parameters here and get rid of them on this line, and then on another line of code I'm going to create a variable called args, and then I'm going to use curly brackets. Now, curly brackets in Ruby, from what I understand, will create a hash, which is similar to an array as far as data structures go, but I would say it's more similar to a dictionary in Python or a object in JavaScript, in where we're going to be storing key value pairs inside of these curly brackets. And in this case, those key value pairs are just the parameters that I had on that previous line of code. So the key here is amp, and the value is 0.9, etc., etc. So now I have all these parameters stored in this hash, which is called args. So instead of having them all on the end of here, I can just put args at the end of this line of code, and it is going to serve the same purpose as I had before, but now I can see all these parameters on this line and still have this line of code here, and it will work. Exactly the same. I can do the same thing with these parameters here, which are for the sample. So I can even use that same exact variable, since this is just a local variable within inside this loop. I can put args here as well. So now my code is a little more readable, it's a little more streamlined. I can see all my parameters right here on this line. And even within a live coding setting, as I'll demonstrate in a moment, I can change these values in this hash, and it will affect the code while it is running. And I can even include like a pick or a tick, so I can kind of iterate through, or I can choose randomly. So just to see what that looks like. So I still am able to play around with all these parameters in the middle of the loop, so I'll just live code that. But again, it sort of streamlines the work that I have, and so I don't need to kind of slide back and forth or resize to where the point where my code gets real small. So that is how we can store these parameters in a hash. I hope you're able to use it. Again, thanks DJ Dave for the idea.